Wisconsin, North Carolina, winner in St. Louis. First time the two teams have ever met, and it is North Carolina.
And Vern Lundquist, Wisconsin goes.
McCants with a dish. May off the glass. First two for North Carolina.
Well, that's a dangerous sign. Those two on top of their game. This is a very good Carolina club.
Swing offensive Bo Ryan as Clayton Hansen, number 13. Right side.
They like to screen and dive to the box. Everybody posts up. They get a walk here with the pressure defense. That's one way North Carolina Roy Williams likes to stir it up. Be aggressive defensively.
Clayton Hansen forced into the walk, a 2-0 lead. Now Raymond Felton had a rare 6 turnovers in the game the other night, but he also had 11 rebounds in that game. A 1-point victory over Villanova.
Tough matchup here. They have to double. Chambliss at a disadvantage. May superior with those hands.
Back outside, here's Felton. Interesting to see the matchups because Bo Ryan said he wasn't going to be sure until this morning.
Close to the game time, and this is a tough shot because it's a pretty good defense.
Wilkinson with the defense. Sean May gets his second basket.
Good things happen when May touches it. Counter that when Wilkinson touches it. He provides a lift, reverses the ball, or finishes himself.
Zach Morley on the floor as a starter. Had a good run through the Big Ten tournament and the first 3 ACC games. And the basket before the shot for Orlando Tucker.
Manuel gets that foul, but here May's got good footwork and his strength and conditioning, such an important factor for this season. I think he's turned his career around, Vern. High protein, something we avoid regularly.
Off the glass, Tucker.
A little kiss. He can bounce to ecstasy along with Wilkinson. That's an important aspect of their game.
I guess that's one way of getting there. 6'5" sophomore, and here comes Wisconsin with a chance to tie it up. Tucker again, number 42, sophomore out of Lockport, Illinois. Quick first step. Back outside, Chambliss, the senior from Racine. And here's Morley. Mike Wilkinson. Oh my goodness!
Use it all.
Twice around the globe.
Twirl around the barn, right? That's where he learned how to play with his daddy and brother.
Long sessions of horse in the basket in the barn. Underneath, off the glass, May with 6.
And a nice little brush screen by McCants to set that up. But May, as you can see, really knows how to move without the basketball as well.
Now here's Tucker.
Nice cut
nice
by Morley.
Cut by Morley. There's Jawad Williams defensively for North Carolina. Tucker off the front rim. Manuel. Now watch them run. Good numbers back, though.
A great balance, something they've worked on. They feel they've done it against Merle, and look at the counter. Kiss! If he's on his game, he is a load. You'll see different people trying to defend Rashad McCants.
4 of 5 to start for North Carolina. Here's Sharif Chambliss. That one looked good all the way.
And too quick, though.
Yeah.
You don't want to stir it up. Look at the run by May. Send it in! The big guy taking it with authority. Wow.
Yep. Bo Ryan noticed the quickness of that last offense.
The first pass to a fast break is a bad shot. And with Wisconsin, it's an early shot, Vern. Running and looming strong. How about that? Mayday!
26 points and 24 rebounds in that one. A 2-point North Carolina win.
And all attributable to hard work in the summer. Got himself ready, mentally and physically.
Here's Wilkinson. Double from Felton. Wilkinson, wow. Nice job off the glass.
That's the strength. He stepped through the double.
Cuts the margin to 3. And Marvin Williams is off the bench now. Sean May will get a rest. Marvin Williams, fabulous freshman out of Bremerton, Washington. Averaging 21 points per game, and he had a game in the NCAAs with 20 and 15, and just like that.
Noel, on cue with the entry pass, and mostly Marvin. What a performer.
David Noel also on the floor now for North Carolina. They have hit 6 of their first 7. Cameron Taylor's on out of the timeout, number 23 for Wisconsin. Nice job by Orlando Tucker.
And a great entry pass from the top by Morley. You can see over people. Very unselfish performer.
Felton, pull-up jumper. Got it.
I'll tell you, the one concern I would have if I'm Bo Ryan, the fluid, let me get that one out. Play, the quick pace, that's not their style. I got to get control of this game.
Well, there is a fluidity to this.
How about this one, huh?
There's a steal, Manuel. Taylor, he goes left hand, puts it up.
Great adjustment in the open floor. Superior defender, though. They get over the top on the wings and deflect the basketball. They'll face guard on the wings. Very tough to start an entry.
Here's Cameron Taylor, number 23. Has been the first man off the bench lately.
And you're forced to dribble entry frequently. Makes it tough.
Now Morley closely guarded by Noel, who is on the floor with Jackie Manuel. So you've got a couple of real defensive stalwarts out there. And there's Tucker again.
I tell you, he and Wilkinson really understand the court awareness they possess, what type of shot to finish with.
Orlando Tucker had to sit almost all of last year out with a foot problem. Played in only 4 games, asked for and was given a medical rupture, so he is in his sophomore season. Hell ball, possession arrow, North Carolina, time called, Tar Heels by 5. NCAA basketball, the 76 national championship champions in Indiana. Scott here in the building, but is asked because he is so nervous and paces up and down. He's requested that we not show his nervousness, which we'll honor.
Nice cut by Wilkinson and to finish the thought. Nice rebound by Tucker. I think also he wants to let his son have his due as well.
Here's Tucker.
Pretty rebound.
Wilkinson. Foul call. Let's see if they got Felton with this.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job getting the ball in tight, which is very important. You know, one of the difficulties when you play Wisconsin, all of the people on the floor post up, and guards are not comfortable posting in the defensive stance down there, and they take advantage of it frequently.
Second team foul, non-shooting foul. Clayton Hansen is out. Sharif Chambliss is back in. And here's Chambliss with the ball. Cameron Taylor, number 23. Guarded by Felton.
A nice slip by Wilkinson. Fakes the pick and roll.
Little pump fake. Uses the glass. It's short. May with a rebound.
Nice solid check out.
Now, Wisconsin, pretty good job of getting back.
Great balance, but look what talent does, huh? A little hook by Rashad. Nice little smooch on the delivery.
North Carolina is 9 of 10. That's tough to maintain pace.
Felton was the only one with a jump shot. Everything else was around the rim.
Now Chambliss, senior from Racine, Morley. And there is Melvin Scott, who's on the floor, falling out of bounds.
He was trying to get
Wisconsin ball.
He was trying to get the timeout. Didn't get it.
NCAA March Madness on Demand gives you total access to the men's tournament. Replay all games in the video archive, get live team press conferences, game highlights, and more. It's only at ncaasports.com or cstv.com.
And Vern only 10 on the shot clock.
Tucker from 18 feet. How about that?
Ooh. Wow, I like the physicality. Tuck the uniform in. Orlando's in the neighborhood. How about this? Now, this is just an aggressive rebound. There is maybe a little bit of a discard. Official has to call it, but I love the energy, huh? They can get some offensive rebounds. They can hang tough.
You love the energy. So did Bo Ryan, but he does disagree with the call.
He wanted it the other way. And
it was a foul on Tucker.
And right now, Zach Morley with the little bang of Williams. I still don't know how Zach gets shots off with that hairdo. It's tough to see through it. What do you go to cost cutters to save a few bucks?
Yeah, it's a little closely shorn, more closely than last year.
Well, we'll check it out when he gets on the foul line.
Size of the mop is
look at this
diminished. Off the glass.
What a great turnaround. Now that's 15 feet. And one of the notes I have from watching tape is get him off the block. Now he's developed that deeper shot.
Sean May, 5 of 5.
Look at this aggressive denial.
Largest lead of the game is 9. We played just over 7 minutes. Here's Tucker again. McCants has him. The help comes from Felton. Underneath, nice find.
Everybody turned their heads, stuck a peek. May and Williams did not get in the denial stance. He can make that 3 in the early.
Jawad Williams. Rebound in the hands of Cameron Taylor, number 23. Taylor, a sophomore out of Minneapolis. Now right side, Sharif Chambliss for 2. No, it's 3. Make it 3.
Does that help the big guys? They pounded it inside. They get some energy from deep.
And Chambliss cuts it to a 4-point game. Jawad Williams, jumper in and through.
Nice job. He took the 3 earlier, which he can make in the early offense. Use that bounce.
Williams goes for the steal. Morley kicks it in the corner for Chambliss. Can't make it 2 in a row. Williams rebound. Offense.
Yeah, what a great play and a read. I'm not so sure I agree with it, but I love the defense. Chambliss. Usually a kid will walk when you set it up that early.
Sharif Chambliss. Here's Wilkinson on the find. It's 22-16.
If you had doubles, you almost have to play them straight up.
For Wisconsin, Ray Nixon, a defensive specialist, is on the floor, number 4. Here's Wilkinson, top of the key, and puts it in the hands of Cameron Taylor. Taylor and Chambliss are the guards. Chambliss with a dish. Nixon got it.
How about that penetration? Great feel. Sharif making the deal. Nobody at home on that baseline to stop him.
4-point margin. Here's the jumper from McCants. Beautiful.
What range he has, Vern. We were getting ready for our open, folks, and he was out by our seats getting loose. 32 feet with fluidity.
McCants with 7 in the early going. Wilkinson just a bit short with that shot. May with a rebound. Raymond Felton now has 2 fouls on the floor. McCants crossover. Ouch!
Wow! Pick up the lingerie, folks.
Hard to avoid embarrassment in a circumstance like that, isn't it?
Get the janitor around, clean up the debris. I mean, that is just beautiful. Almost gets the little kiss to go as well. Well, this, we mentioned the other night, Pearl Washington used to have a pretty good crossover in this building. He's a wow guy, and when McCants is playing his game, he certainly gives you the oohs and ahs.
Zach Morley back on the floor after McCants misses the first. And Mike Wilkinson, the senior from Blue Mounds, Wisconsin, is going to get a rest. Margin back at 8, 11:02 to go. First half of play, first meeting ever, Wisconsin and the University of North Carolina.
And for the first time, they go a little zone here. They got the 2-3 look. Let's see if it's the 1-3-1. I think it's just their basic 2-3.
Cameron Taylor, Morley comes out to help.
And this is where Wilkinson's important. They're going to have to get him back in. He's a wonderful passer from the low or medium post. Morley is not bad either.
Morley finds Nixon off the dribble.
You know what this does? Lets Wisconsin be patient for him. This is good for them.
Shot clock now at 4. Tucker is fouled as he goes up.
McCants, I think, got a hand in there. The big fella Lumen got a good piece of it. And if they stay 2-3, why not get Hanson in as well? I just look over. Bo's got Clayton up. Outstanding deep shooter.
And that's going to send the 6'5" Orlando Tucker to the line. You were teasing him yesterday before his career is done, finished, complete. He's going to wind up playing all 5 positions.
And well.
Near the end of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. To honor their determination and outstanding play, Chevrolet will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's General Scholarship Fund, Chevy, an American Revolution.
We all know how classy Roy Williams is. Quinn Thomas in the game. Remember the other night, only less than a minute, made a mistake as a young guy will, but this is going to give him a relaxed atmosphere. It's not the end of the game when a Felton or somebody else is some foul problems.
There's McCants off the mark.
Nice read.
Oh, how about May with the soft hands?
I mean, he's unbelievable. Anything that sticks, anything on his hand, he just controls. The softness of his ability is incredible. Look at this now. And of course, Solomon Wilcox wants him to be a tight end. Leave him in this sport, Solomon. You've got to be tough to play this game.
Here's Orlando Tucker. He'll take the jumper. Morley, no rebound. It's Marvin Williams back on the floor, number 24.
Well, he can get him too.
And he can hit it from outside. Doesn't there, but there's May with the miss and missed the follow. A hell ball, no, a foul is called.
He does create space.
We were chatting with Sean May yesterday about becoming a tight end. He said, well, I played football as a freshman. And he said, I broke my toe. I walked over to the sidelines. I took my helmet off. I took my jersey off. I took my shoulder pads off and said, basketball is in my future.
I knew he was an intelligent guy. Oh, how he controls under there. Unfortunately for him, wasn't able to convert, but just solid play in the offensive glass. Back screen for May. Now he locks low. Look at Wilkinson stand him up, though.
Wilkinson back on the floor. And May.
Tough shot. And a good job by Wilkinson.
Good job. Yes, it was.
Emmanuel gets the extra effort.
Here's Quentin Thomas, number 11. Bill mentioning he was on the floor for 15 seconds the other night. Called for a charge, and he got the hook. Yeah. But he's back out there now.
And that's great to see. Ray Nixon there. Wisconsin plays great post defense. Nixon not as strong as Morley or Wilkinson, can be sealed off, and they can duck in on him.
And a whistle before they got a wet spot, so they'll clean that up. 26-19, 9:26 to go. Wisconsin with a thrilling 1-point victory over Villanova. Wisconsin, rather, with a 9-point deficit, came back and defeated North Carolina State. North Carolina with the Villanova win.
Trying to post McCants up there. Michael Flowers, who did not play the other night. Look at that little push-off. Got away with it. Look at the little guy. What's his nickname, Vern? Flowers?
You looked it up. You get to say it.
I love it. Tulip. He doesn't play like a tulip, I'll tell you that.
Oh, goodness. There's McCants out on Clayton Hansen, who's back on the floor. Chambliss, a little short. May with another rebound.
And one of those in a hurries. You can't be, and that's not their style.
4 rebounds for Sean May. Quentin Thomas. May.
What more do you want, Vern?
He's pretty complete.
It's almost like it's a rehearsal for everybody. I want to show you everything I can do on the basketball floor. How can he dominate?
6 of 8, 12 points. Hit his first 5. And the 2 misses were from very close range. Here's Wilkinson, and May out with it. Kick in the corner. Jumper.
Nice hustle by Nixon. Oh, he got pushed.
Call time as he was going out of bounds.
They give it to him? Okay.
Yes, they did. Little nudge here, Bill.
Well, yeah, they're doing a pretty good job on the offensive glass, but this will get your momentum going. We could use that in the morning ourselves. A little shove. No, they don't give it to him, Vern. They say he went out of bounds.
I beg your pardon.
He must not have had control of it.
Thought they did. Here's May.
Everybody stays at home, and good job by Wilkinson.
No flop.
I'm not a flop man.
No.
Vladdy was not in the house, but May is strong. I mean, just his big body can cause a problem, but the little add-on, and you know, that right shoulder, it's tough. I mean, you've got to get the referee's attention, and Wilkinson certainly did.
28-19, 8:05 to go. Mike Wilkinson, the 23-year-old graduate student. And I think with before he takes over the dairy farm, I think he's got a little.
He'll have enough money
play for pay in his future.
He'll have utter decisions to make.
Oh my goodness! You've been saving that one on me for a long time. Oh, you should be ashamed. 28-19, 7:44 to go.
He'll be able to hire some people. No question about it.
Here's Jawad Williams. Looks for May.
Oh, not a good gamble.
Yeah.
You pay for that. Oh, that's like opening the barn door with a gamble like that against a talented performer. The drop step and strong finish by May.
Largest lead of the ball game. Double digits now for the Tar Heels of North Carolina. They have been brilliant from the field. Here's Tucker, and there's May.
He has taken over and dominated. Little 2-3 zone again. This is where Hansen can be tough.
Flowers, Wilkinson can't get the handle. Finally does. Hansen for 3.
That's his game. You gamble, that loose ball really hurts your defense. It breaks down because you react to the basketball. Opens up a terrific shooter.
Clayton Hansen, the senior, who for 3 years was a walk-on, a non-scholarship player, given one, and this is his final year. And there's an attempted save, travel, called on Mike Wilkinson.
You want me me to say hello to Booker Turner, one of our NCAA officials over the years who's recovering. Good pal of his as well.
Bruce Hicks, Richard Cartnell, and John Cowell are the 3 officials today.
And they got the curl in the box, and Tucker's the guy, and the big fella, Marvin Williams, trying to wrap his arms around.
Now they've changed it and given it to Raymond Felton.
Oh, did they?
And Roy Williams is up and hollering.
He knows he can't afford Felton. I think they just gave the wrong number.
Well, it was announced on the public address system that it was Raymond Felton because the official was close to Felton. Now they've said, no, that's not true.
And here's Hansen. He's getting open looks. I mean, this is his game. You've got to play him straight up. A marvelous stroke. Scholarship at the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Decided he wanted to go to Wisconsin without aid. And speaking of Felton, mark it down. Deep range. They're keeping him out of the lane, which is a great form of defense, but he's worked on that outside game.
A counter tray. We mentioned that Felton had picked up 5 fouls the other night, so just to reconfirm, that was not a 3rd foul on Felton. Just a mistake by the public address announcer that got everybody's attention.
I've not seen Roy move that quickly. Says we got to check together.
Orlando Tucker. Double from David Noel. Here's Hansen for 3.
A little deep and a good ball fake, though. And
there's Tucker again. Oh, he is something very special.
He really understands the game. He's great to slither between defenders. He's aggressive, and they say he's a fanatic in the weight room, Vern.
9 points for Orlando Tucker.
And Williams trying to post him. Look at the footwork of Orlando Tucker.
Now Felton. On the floor with Noel, Melvin Scott, nice touch pass underneath. Tucker with the foul, his 2nd.
Scott comes into the game, makes a great look, but a guy who's improved his shooting each year. That's a lot of effort. Now a knockdown guy, and the improved play of Tucker. There's so many things he can do. Good read. He knows the jump shot is short, gets between defenders, and the physicality to pry it loose and get the curler.
Sharif Chambliss coming on the floor now, and he'll replace Michael Flowers for the Badgers. Wisconsin with a 25-8 record in 3 of their losses to a team from Illinois.
And they've beaten up a lot of people other than Ohio State.
One of their losses to a team from Michigan, and it's not the University of, it'd be Michigan State. Nice.
By Scott's made 2 great passes since he's on the floor. They got the 2-point guard mentality, finding people. They go back 2-3 zone, Vern.
35-27. 4.5 to go in the first half of play. Hansen finds Wilkinson.
This is where he's good, distributing the ball from that elbow.
Cameron Taylor back to Nixon.
And they're going to give Hansen an open look. That's
there
the gamble.
Yep.
He will be shooting that when he's 50 in a Tavern League, and maybe we'll be announcing. But he loves that open look.
Here's Scott. Yes! Every time Wisconsin finds a 3, North Carolina has an answer.
They run some things for him, too. He gets a stagger screen. He works to get free.
Back to Hansen. Nice touch underneath. Nixon.
Short.
Not. And the rebound, David Noel of North Carolina. 38-30, 3:41 to go.
And Roy's gone power. Look at this kid hold off. That's the 2nd time. It takes you a roll of quarters to get around him. I mean, he's a big toll road with that wide expanse, and then begs for the ball, and they're knocking it into him.
Sean May with 16 first half points. Sharif Chambliss. Here's Cameron Taylor for 3.
Taylor made. Tell you, they are enjoying playing against this zone. And they get the foul inside Nixon. A little nickel dimer as he and Marvin Williams ragtag.
That is the 17th foul. That's going to be the first free throw opportunity for Marvin Williams. But that will take place when we come back. Bremerton, Washington. Marvin Williams began his recruiting process when Roy Williams saw him as a sophomore. Wound up choosing North Carolina when Williams came to his alma mater. Coming up on Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis will preview the Austin Bracket Final Michigan State and Kentucky. They'll also speak live with Louisville's Rick Pitino and Taekwon Dean, plus another Singular Naismith update. That's all coming up on Singular at the half.
How about Rick saying he's been in a lot of comebacks? How gratifying was that one for him?
Now, I think you can make a pretty good case, Bill, that yesterday's back-to-back games are the two most dramatic tournament games we've ever had.
Just incredible. They can't turn it over, but look at the balance. They got 4 shirts back.
And Greg Steensma, number 34, getting a rare opportunity to play. He's a seldom used postman. He's on the floor right now, but another 2 from McCants. He gives him 10.
And the one thing, Vern, I think with Wisconsin, you've got to use the dribble to loosen. Look at that roadblock at half court. You got to beat him with the bounce. Wilkinson is some solid. Look at that push-off. Got away with it.
And there's Steensma.
And look at the pass by Wilkinson.
Yes.
Just a nice feel, interior look. Side pick and roll.
Jumper McCants. Rebound Cameron Taylor. Wisconsin down by 9. Steensma, number 34, the 6'11 freshman.
How about that?
He moves, and how about the go-by?
The blow-by by Cameron Taylor. They don't get back.
McCants, rebound Chambliss, and Wisconsin will walk it up.
He's got a shoe problem.
Yes, he does.
Blow a tire. Bo Ryan's guys really understand how to come back, how to hang tough. He didn't recognize his team the other night. They turned the ball over. He got him coordinated at halftime.
Well, in that North Carolina State game, you said at the half you'd never seen a stat like that for Bo Ryan's team. At that point, they had 11 turnovers and 0 assists.
And yesterday when we had a chance to chat, he said he had never seen a game like. He said it may have happened, but he's never heard of it. And they usually are unselfish and guard the basketball. Don't punish themselves.
So down by 9 to North Carolina State. They trail by 7 in this one.
Not a good shot here for them, but they get a 3 on the jumper. And Roy not real happy with that one. You want to challenge, close out, but go up straight. He has been very relaxed, I think.
Yes.
He loves how these kids have turned around, how they pay attention to detail. He's got his group there. Joe Holliday, longtime assistant at Kansas. Steve Robinson, C.B. McGrath. A good, solid group that are very talented. Nice mix of classes, too, Vern.
There's Joe Holliday.
Oklahoma guy that made his name in Kansas. His son was a serviceman as well, and is now living in Italy.
Taylor cans 2. 6 unanswered for Wisconsin. They're within 5. 90 seconds before the break. McCants goes left. Help comes from Taylor.
Look at the help. Wilkinson right on top, helps his partner out. Then they acknowledge one another. That is great defense. They keep possession.
Now David Noel will give McCants a rest.
You always want to be attentive to detail. Here you've got your players stepping out. Go in and rake. See if you can assist and stop a play. Heads up.
1:20 to go to before the break.
Look at this play by Wilkinson again. He took the long cut behind the screen and still arrived ahead of the pass.
Scott has Taylor. Taylor.
Bad shot. They get away with it. Wow. Cameron, relax.
3-point game. Taylor with 9 off the bench.
This is where to go when you need one.
Don't get it. Wilkinson on the tap from Cameron Taylor.
I thought Sean settled that trip, Sean May. You know what I mean? Went right to the jump shot. I thought he should have broken his guy down.
Final 40 seconds first half. Wisconsin has climbed back in this one. 19 on the shot clock.
Well, you're thinking stop and score if you're Carolina, and a good one if you're Wisconsin.
Wilkinson, here's Chambliss. We're tied!
Wilkinson is doing it all. My goodness, on the sideline. Gary Close pumping his fists. Carolina with the timeout. They are alive.
And the Blue Mounds of Wisconsin are about 25 minutes to the west of Madison. 11-0 run in the last 240. Wilkinson, his mother and dad, Kendall and Peg, dairy farmers. His father played at the University of Wisconsin-Richland Center as a 6-foot guard.
Wow, quick shot.
Yes, and loose ball. Noel at the buzzer, not good. The Badgers, 11 unanswered. That's the end of the first half. We're tied at 44. We'll send you to Greg Gumbel in New York after these messages and a word from your local station.
And then all of a sudden, maybe some jump shots crept in and some offensive fouls in the low box area.
Tied at 44. Chambliss, who tied it up with a three-pointer just before the break on the floor with Wilkinson. Wisconsin's only lead in this game came at 5-4. Zach Morley.
Not good with the basketball, that trip. Remember the one thing that Bo told us, though? He made films of his swing offense, and he used all that money to pay for his children's college education.
That's right.
He said after the other night's first half, he thought he'd have to send the money back to those people who bought one.
There's McCants looking for May, muscled by Wilkinson. In and out. Rebound taken down by Morley.
Well, that's what Roy wants, and that's the way to go. Pound it into the big fella. Very productive.
Wilkinson comes out to get the ball. Brings May with him.
And there's that little duck in, and then the pop to the ball by Tucker. That's great basketball. The screen, Hansen goes baseline, pop back to the ball. That is just outstanding interior play. And Bo Ryan's been doing it all through his career.
Jackie Manuel with the foul.
Right here, you got that little baseline cut, and then the dip to the ball. Just great basketball. Use that left little kiss by Orlando.
Old-fashioned three-point play. First lead since it was 5-4. And off of the highest total number of points Wisconsin has posted in the first half, they get the first three in the second stanza.
Wilkinson continues to play great post defense. They got to get McCants on track, too. Let May get it. McCants keep active. And they've kept Felton out of the lane. He's been forced to do this. If it doesn't go, they're in trouble.
There's Morley trying to box out. Manuel over the back, but he touched it last. 47-44. This is a North Carolina team trying to get back to the Final Four for the first time since 2000, but they have not lost in the Final Four, the regional final, their last 6 trips.
A long way to go with this. Nice rag by Williams. A little better by Morley at the handle. See how they space you now? If the ball goes inside, they back across the three-point line. And that's why they have good balance, Vern.
Here's Hansen. He had 3 three-pointers.
See the 3? Now 4 guys on the perimeter.
And here's Morley. Shot clock at 3. Tucker puts it up, and it's blocked by Jackie Manuel at the other end. Shot clock violation.
And it's sad for Carolina, but that was the right call. It was still up in the air. If it was in May's hands, and you need the easy basket, the frustrating, tantalizing as you check out the clock on the block on the shot clock, and before May gets it, you can see the violation. Good job by our guys, Mark Wolf, Suzanne Smith and company on the truck.
Right side, Jawad Williams. Here's May, who had that hot start in the first half. Williams in and out. Another rebound. Jawad Williams bothered by a groin problem and a hip flexor, and he's not been effective.
No, not. He's got a good stroke, but also you notice the red shirts on checkouts. They don't give you the second opportunity.
Tucker in the low post. Goes to the line again.
Now, when you prepare for Wisconsin, it's so hard because they enter the basketball beautifully and they're patient. And if it goes to the block, Vern, you've got to come out such a distance to cover the three-point shooter. It's a major dilemma.
Jackie Manuel picks up his 3rd foul. Orlando Tucker is back at the line. CBS Sportsline puts you on the court for this year's men's NCAA tournament. Get up-to-the-minute scoring and streaming video highlights for each regional final game at cbssportsline.com. Marvin Williams back on the floor now for North Carolina, facing a 5-point deficit. And the Carolina blue-clad crowd gets up.
A nice look.
Underneath, May, and a free throw.
You know, it's just amazing when you get coordinated properly. They ran a high screen for Felton, and May with the big body just is such a wonderful target. Here, even Wilkinson, bagging him up, he's able to recover, because once he turns on you, he seals you, and then the opportunity basket, he turns, you just can't recover the scrape late.
May gets 3, and it's a 2-point margin. Those 3 and 16 unanswered for Wisconsin. The last 11 of the first half, the first 5 here. Turnover, Manuel's got it. Back, McCants for 3.
And that's big. The press set up. You ring the bell. You coordinate your defense. And this is what I think they have to do. They've got to raise the temperature in the building. Be a little more aggressive.
Chambliss for 3.
And that's not good. You help the press.
Good job of boxing out by Jackie Manuel. Kept Wilkinson from the rebound. Here's Marvin Williams.
And look at the hands. Oh, my goodness. Seizes the deal.
Sean May, McCants, reverse layup.
I'm looking over to see if Bo's going to make any change. I think he's got the time, yep. And he can't let it go.
8 in a row for North Carolina.
Well, welcome to Syracuse, Rashad McCants. It's Scott May with the opportunity basket and a great maneuver at the 10. He bags and right now stirring it up with the change in D. Roy Williams is not sitting back. Needs some energy.
16:35 to go. 8 points in 1 minute. Here's Wilkinson from the baseline. And May with his 8th rebound in the ball game.
This is just marked down double-double. You don't have to keep
That's
count
right.
anymore.
That's right. McCants. Marvin Williams calls for it. Wilkinson was fronting him. Now, Marvin Williams fights hard, but a good job defensively by Mike Wilkinson. Held ball and possession arrow.
Interesting. Bo Ryan has Morley on May. Let's see if they switch back. Yeah, they do. They on the switch, he was playing Williams.
Felton will inbound for North Carolina. Marvin Williams, May, McCants, Manuel, and Felton.
Nice job by Hansen on that little button hook. Here's the screen down. America's play. Everybody seems to run it. Screen to screener.
Front rim for McCants. Rebound, Morley.
Some real good looks for Carolina this half, though. And they need patience. Run the swing. Take the zip out of the Tar Heels.
Tucker, oh, what a quick move. A little too strong with the shot.
I think he was shocked he was free.
I think you're right, Bill. 15:38 to go. A spot in St. Louis on the line.
Every December, they have the AC Big Ten Series, and the ACC wins handily. And it sets the tone for the public's opinion. These teams get better, just as we see here. And what do they do out of the timeout? Go to the big fella. Get him involved. Tough to handle.
Sean May. And that increases the lead, 54-49. Here's a steal by Marvin Williams. Morley's back. And Wilkinson comes from behind.
What a pass.
The dish to May. And a basket and a foul.
That's a rookie making that pass. The steal at half court. Oh. Was the ferry ride worth it to go from Bremerton, Washington to Chapel Hill? I just love the pass at the end of this. And how about May's foot speed too, Vern? It's overlooked, the conditioning aspect of Sean May.
Manuel is out. David Noel back in. Zach Morley called for that last foul. He'll head to the Wisconsin bench. He's picked up number 3, and May is back at the free throw line. The assist, Marvin Williams.
You know, I know Roy Williams is frugal, not penurious, because I like it.
Ooh, I like that word.
The direction I'm going is coaches save things. He saved the pressure to the second half when it counts, stepped it up, some traps, some full court extensions. Nice hands by May.
Another steal. Here's Felton, McCants, back to Felton, 2 more.
Wow, and all because of solid positioning on the defensive end, and May with the hands.
Andreas Helbig is on the floor now for Wisconsin. 14 unanswered for North Carolina. They had been outscored 11-0 going to the break. It was tied at 44. Wisconsin added 5 to that amount. Here's Orlando Tucker. Helmig.
That's not his game. He's a post-up guy and a rebounder. That's good defense when you force somebody to shoot it. It really isn't comfortable.
Felton. No. And he fell down.
Did he get hurt?
Yes, he did. Felton holding his foot. Oh, my goodness. Play continues at the other end. Now timeout.
He's taking his shoe off. He's just tight. He doesn't want to come out. Or he's going to think he's going to take him out. Probably a good move. Let the trainer, Mark Davis, take a look at Melvin Scott in for him. And he's passed the ball well, Melvin Scott. And after the jump shot, Vernon, you see this frequently. Guys come down in a funny fashion. Right there, as he backtracked after the shot.
So Raymond Felton getting immediate attention from Mark Davis on the Carolina bench. Left foot.
That happened to Jarrett Jack in the ACC Championship. A jump shot was hit, hurt his ankle as well.
Here's May with a jumper.
Why not, huh?
Chambliss rebound.
He's done everything else. He can take some liberties.
Helmig on for Morley. Wilkinson, the other big. Here's Cameron Taylor, had a really effective first half and adds a nice drive in this one.
I mean, blow by and the interior defense negligent, didn't have vision.
Cameron Taylor with 11. 5-point game. Turnaround, short again. To
Nice
May,
pass.
dish. Jawad Williams.
The quarterback, why not? Doing it all. May with the softness, the understanding, and the delivery.
Now, we have made him a tight end, a running back, and now a quarterback.
What the heck? He may own a football team by the time he's finished playing.
I think you're right.
Just such a presence, though, Vern.
Entry pass, Helmig, double team McCants, leaves Chambliss open. He makes him pay.
Now, why would you double team?
I can't believe that.
You got to stay away. Let the big guy control him. He's not a great offensive weapon.
And McCants drop down to double team Helmig.
Yeah, that's falling asleep, I think, Vern. Look at this pass. A bouncer, too. Showing it all.
62-56, 12:28 to go. Taylor needs help, finds Tucker. Pretty good help. There's the jump stop,
Tough
the
shot.
adjustment in the air.
How did he make that? Vern going left and still able to get it in the box.
Orlando Tucker, 18 on 7 of 12 from the field. McCants.
Power, just power. Tough matchup for Chambliss. You can see the physical presence, the big, strong upper body.
McCants has 17 to complement the contribution of Sean May. Clayton Hansen is getting ready to come back. So is Ryan Butch.
I don't think Clayton will see the zone. Nice play. Helmig with the great look, huh?
How about the passing of Sean May?
It's a feel that guys have. They develop maybe some instincts for a solid performance thus far. Getting the ball to spots where May can dominate in their interior passing, which is a tough area with traffic, has been exquisite.
Orlando Tucker, the outstanding sophomore at the line. Loquacious young man, really fun to chat with him. In and out, Brian Butch, number 32. And the rebound from Mike Wilkinson.
And they banged him under the rim, and Butch all pumped up. Wilkinson with the cleanup.
Brian Butch, highly touted recruit out of Appleton, Wisconsin. He redshirted last year at the suggestion of Mike Wilkinson. Has been bothered by mononucleosis, missed 6 games with mono. He's on the floor right now.
And he's got an outside shot too, Vern. He can bite you with the 3.
There's the jump up, and Felton gets it.
Using the screen, and they changed the D. You got to ring the bell to make a change at the other end.
Cameron Taylor, Clayton Hansen back on the floor. Here's Butch. Looks in the post for Orlando Tucker.
And Butch has got to move and give him a passing lane.
Williams goes for the double on the dribble, and the shot is just off. Here comes Felton back on the floor.
This is where he's tough. Early offense.
Jawad Williams. Raymond Felton apparently not bothered by that foot. He went down about 2 minutes ago. There's the air ball, and Brian Butch, Wisconsin. Cameron Taylor. He's got Tucker right side.
Nice look cross court. They spread you, and Hansen gets the open look. Nylon, that's just they run to the line. It's almost like it's a violation if they go over the three-point line, Bird. And they get you to the rim and then distribute.
That's got the Badger crowd back in it. Hansen 4 of 6 on threes. We near the midway point of the second half. North Carolina, Wisconsin. Winner joins Illinois and Louisville in St. Louis. Offensive foul. Clayton Hansen.
Well, that's his game.
Took the charge.
Moves the feet, not afraid to take the hit. And on the other end, he relishes the opportunity. When it's his own, he gets into the gap. From here to baseline drive. Orlando Tucker gets the attention. A little nylon by Hansen. And this is just extraordinary distribution. They stretch you, bend you, and they make you pay for it.
Clayton Hansen, who's gotten the scholarship this his final season. Double major in real estate and finance. He's a 3.6 grade point average student, serving as an intern in addition to playing basketball this semester. On the floor, here's Felton.
Nice run.
Beautiful.
Oh, my goodness. Get the puppies going. Oh, he is really under total control. And when Felton makes plays like that, this is a special Carolina team. Nice defense here.
Watch this little pass from Raymond Felton.
Well, great guards keep their head up, and you can just see decimating the interior D. The power broker gets to the tin.
Wisconsin will inbound. 6 assists for Raymond Felton in this ball game. And here's Wilkinson to Hansen.
A little trap on the half court. They do this at 1-3-1. They do not want to give the foul in that situation.
McCants picks it up, his second. That is only the 4th team foul of this half. Wisconsin only 2 so far.
That's more like their game. They don't like to put you on the free throw line. They're not mistake ridden. Look how high they force entries. And a tough matchup for Manuel, I think, with Tucker.
May on Butch. That leaves Marvin Williams on Wilkinson. Clayton Hansen finds Wilkinson.
Nice
Felton
pump.
outside. Here we go again.
Wow. Didn't we see that a moment ago? Drive, draw, and get it. Special delivery to the knockdown guy.
1-point game. Felton. Rebound McCants.
Felton's got to get others involved. I mean, he's done a good job. This is a quick jack, too, I think.
Good job of boxing out.
Nobody went for the ball.
No, watch out. Here's McCants with a spot-up look, in and out. Manuel with the tip.
Tucker could not get in front of him, and Jackie made him pay.
.8:10 to go. Offensive boards, 11 now for North Carolina. Wilkinson guarded by Marvin Williams.
Every pass is a test with Carolina. Up in the lane.
Under 8 to go.
Nice cross.
Whoops, Cameron Taylor lost control.
Well, you need some offensive rebound if you're going to contribute to your club. Ultimate win. Emmanuel gets the inside spot. Nice counter. That is just terrific. Giving it all out.
And Hansen's play has helped cut this lead to 3, 7:45 to go. Now Felton on the floor with Sean May, Marvin Williams. There's May. McCants is back out, so also is David Noel.
Nice help by Tucker. Look at the front by Wilkinson.
Reverse the ball. Now Marvin Williams comes out. 14 on the shot clock.
This is where he's tough. Nice play.
Spin move, beautiful. What a nice arch on the ball.
You know, to me, he is the guy that has to play well for Carolina. I mean, he runs the show, runs the break, sets up the defense, and when he can get in the lane, it is come on, just let it go.
I take it.
Nickel dimer.
I take it you didn't agree with the call.
Well, I mean, he was going to be away. There was no harm, no foul kind of a situation, but they have done a solid job, I must say.
Not only the 16th foul on North Carolina, so at the line next time. And Wisconsin with only 2 team fouls in this ball game.
And look at the denial. Each pass a struggle. Not that, huh? Give it to him. Creative with the bounce.
Orlando Tucker, 2 more. 3-point game. Tucker, 21 points in the ball game. Here's Marvin Williams.
That was a little quick because May was setting up Wilkinson. He could have went high-low with the dump down.
And Wilkinson manages to get the rebound. David Noel picks up the foul. Tonight on 60 Minutes, it may be the most grueling race in America and the only one where a woman can beat the top men. Find out how on 60 Minutes tonight. 6:41 to go, regional final. Noel heads to the bench with his 3rd. Orlando Tucker, 5 of 7. And he's shooting 1-1.
And Vern may just switch sides and went on Wilkinson's side. They got an offensive rebound by shoving the Carolina guys under the rim a couple of minutes ago.
One more. One-point game. 6:41 to go. North Carolina and Wisconsin meeting for the first time ever. Wisconsin trying to join Illinois in the Final Four. North Carolina trying to get back for the first time since 2000 when they were joined by Michigan State, Wisconsin, and Florida. Here's Felton. Oh, brother. But the dish not there. May couldn't handle it. It's on the floor. Held ball, possession arrow, Wisconsin.
I tell you, Wisconsin does a lot of wrinkles on the defensive end. They showed, they created a switch, and then they got the hands in front of May. Solid defensive trip.
Bo Ryan wants to chat with his team. 30-second timeout. Rolly Massimino, John Thompson, and Louis Carnesecca.
Well, they ran out of tomato sauce. And, knowing the other two, John probably would have had to pick up the check anyhow.
Nearing the 6-minute mark, Wisconsin with a chance to reclaim the lead. Here's Wilkinson. Orlando Tucker, brilliant today.
Now look at everybody on the 3-point line. See, now you can't counter. I mean, that's just great basketball. You go to help, sniff around the low box. They make you pay for it.
Wilkinson with a great look, but couldn't get it to drop. 5:45 to go. High pick set by Jawad Williams.
Sean May's got to keep active, do a little screening to get Wilkinson off him, to shed him.
Jawad Williams for 3.
Just can't make him, and I think you're right. Being a little injured, not as smooth a stroke.
Morley chased down the rebound, and here is Wisconsin with another chance for the lead. Tucker. Pull-up jumper.
Nice check out by May.
May with a rebound. That's his 10th. He's got another double-double. Felton.
Great job by Tucker. He missed it the other end, but you got to come back and guard if you play for Bo Ryan. And Felton maybe a little too deep with that decision.
Under 5 remaining. Regulation.
So they have found keeping Wilkinson out here. He's an outlet. And getting a little better entry position.
Oh, Tucker was cutting when Wilkinson threw it.
Well, they're so used to the guy staying at the 3-point line. Tucker taking the dive to the 10. One of the few mistakes by Wilkinson. Here, watch everybody steps back. Cha-cha-cha. I know you did that in your younger day. Get those puppies set. Tito Puente, bada bing, and knock it down. But unfortunately for them, Wilkinson off the mark.
I was more of a 2-step guy.
Well,
yeah, don't go there.
I'd love to see your walls.
72-71, 4:27 to go. North Carolina, no points last 3 minutes.
Got to give him room to turn.
Hansen comes to help. There he comes again with a little reach.
Pretty.
Off the glass, May.
How about he set him up with the dribble? Now he's got him square on his body. And good post offensive players love to feel you on the derriere and then make the move. Little kiss delivery.
Cameron Taylor. May goes for the steal. Wilkinson back outside to Taylor. Pulls up for the jumper. Morley saves the loose ball. Here's Wilkinson again.
Short.
Yeah, he got it.
I thought it was not going to make the rim, but once Morley that time, once again, they get it into the lane. If you don't get out, they convert.
Mike Wilkinson, 11 points on 5 of 10. Felton keeps it outside. 3:30 to go. Pull-up jumper. And the ball comes down in the hands of Cameron Taylor. And yet again, here comes this tenacious Wisconsin team.
Scrappy, feisty. Both clubs with a lot of Valentines.
Cameron Taylor, quick move. Wilkinson, Clayton Hansen. They work the perimeter. Now they've got Taylor in the low post.
And look at opposite how everybody's behind the line if you don't get the shot. They settle.
Felton.
Timeout for Roy. Wants the shot. He calls and decides.
This heavily favored North Carolina team had an 11-point lead. 3 minutes to go before the half. Wisconsin scored 11 in a row to tie it up. First 5 of this half, and we've been back and forth ever since.
And Wisconsin with those 2 fouls, Ron, it could be a help or a hindrance. They go deep inside. What a great, courageous look from the top by the conductor. And that's Felton.
Foul call. 1 point, North Carolina lead.
His roommate was in the band with her, and Mike, when she visited, having a great eye for talent, stole her bicycle and hit it.
Let's check the CBS Sportsline stat of the game. Front court forces. That's how we begin our conversation today. Get complete game stats at CBSSportsline.com.
How about this? I mean, a youngster like that, just stepping up coolly, delivering the punch.
3-point North Carolina lead. 2:33 to go.
They love to get it on the box, beat you one-on-one with a dribble, or kick it out. And look at this flare screen. What a reaction by McCants. Superb effort. Is that scouting and preparation? They were ready for the flare screen for the jump shooting Hansen.
2:15 to go. North Carolina, Wisconsin. One will join Illinois and Louisville in the Final Four in St. Louis. Michigan State, Kentucky battle for the other. Roy Williams is down. Couldn't look for about 3 seconds as he rests on one knee. May, foul called on Wilkinson.
Well, they knew what they want. They got 2 talented performers on the one side, McCants and May. You're not going to double up McCants, but how about this? Going underneath and attacking. Oh my, with vigor. Aggressive play by McCants.
Sean May at the line. One more.
76% free throw shooter.
Because of the limited number of fouls.
That's a major issue. Remember,
yes.
Help you or hinder coming down the stretch.
Well, they haven't been at the line much today. 7 of 9. This will be the 10th free throw attempt in the ball game. That's using it all.
Softly.
.150 to go. 5-point Carolina lead. Clean block underneath, out of bounds. Touch last by North Carolina.
Did you see all the white shirts? They clear the side, and this is paying attention to detail. Everybody meets at the summit. Big and little. Major defensive maneuver.
Clayton Hansen inbounds to Orlando Tucker. 1:45 to go.
Nice alley-oop.
Yes!
Play. Wow! Bo Ryan. A counter with the back screen from Wilkinson. That's in their playbook. What a timely deuce.
90 seconds remaining, 3-point game. .20 on the shot clock.
And Roy wants to get into it. Well, you have a chance for a little bit of a counter or an offensive rebound. Down to 10.
Now May looks for position. Here's McCants with a jumper. Beauty.
The down screen, and McCants has stepped up magnificently. The shot block, able to defend at the rim on the last trip, and now the counter.
Cameron Taylor!
Oh, was that a step up? Woo.
Tip for tat.
They won't
55 seconds to go. And still only 4 Wisconsin team fouls, so they've got a couple to give.
And they're going to give it right away. stretch the game out. I'm not so sure Bo wanted it. He was looking for a jump ball over there. They've got to give the fouls early. That's what they're trying to do, I think, just in case.
Yes. 53.8. That was called on Orlando Tucker. And another.
They just add them up. Smart, though. So if you want to stretch the game, you may end up having to foul them, and hopefully you can get a split or, the best of all, maybe a double miss.
That's the 16th foul now against Wisconsin. And Jackie Manuel comes over to the sideline. He'll inbound.
Now to play straight up.
In the hands of a pretty good source, Raymond Felton.
Are they going to call it on Felton? No, just tell him to watch it. I guess he took a shot.
Foul is, look at the leadership of Sean May.
This kid, there's something special about him, Vern. We talked about his decorum with the officials. He wants to make sure his teammates don't get in any trouble. That's pretty good self-control, though, by Felton. I mean, that's sort of a reaction. But you're absolutely right. A lot of character, wants to protect his partners.
Felton goes to the free throw line. His first trip there today for the season, 69%.
And Cameron Taylor went over to the Felton and just acknowledged one, which is good.
One more. Illinois, Louisville have already earned their spots in St. Louis, and hard-earned they were. And coming next, Michigan State, Kentucky to complete the Final Four for 2005.
What a memorable couple of days.
2 for Felton.
And they get in their denial full court.
Here's Wilkinson, finds Clayton Hansen. 50 seconds to go. 5-point Tar Heel lead.
You're thinking 2. Oh, my goodness. That can cost you. Now you're really in trouble. You got to run your offense. Now you're going to use the clock. You don't need anything for Carolina.
And Felton is fouled.
Boy, that three-point play. Guys think you got to get it all back in a hurry. It's like a get-rich scheme. You know what I mean? A house of cards.
Today's Chevrolet players of the game: Orlando Tucker, 25 points, 9 of 16 from the field. Sean May, another double-double. That's his 17th of the season, 32nd of his career, 29 and 11.
He's one of those guys you usually say about another player. He does the little things besides the productivity in numbers.
One more.
Big step up when you get to this free throw line. May just acknowledges, and reality sort of creeping in. Score quick. Get your defense out of here, Wisconsin. And Roy wants to control it, wants a full. And he's got 2 more left, too, so a room for discussion.
Excellence at the free throw line by Raymond Felton. He hits 4 in succession and expands the lead, 85-78. Roy Williams, 15 years at Kansas, 2 years at his alma mater, North Carolina. He was, of course, an assistant to Dean Smith for 10 years before accepting the job at the University of Kansas.
And everything back in order in Carolina, too. No, Bill Guthridge did a great job. Of course, Dean, they've got to be dying, both of them. The nerves don't want to come up here, and yet the comfort zone of knowing they've got one of their own back there. The tradition lives. Of course, it's not over, but it lives.
Michigan State against Kentucky from Austin with a tip time of 5:05. Winner of that one goes to the Final Four in St. Louis. This has been a wonderful season for these Badgers of Wisconsin. 25 wins equals the historic high. They had 25 a year ago. Bo Ryan has gotten them back-to-back 25-win seasons. And for North Carolina, trying to get back into the Final Four, first time since 2000.
Well, if you're thinking Wisconsin now, I still say deuce quick, give one, stretch the game out. Don't necessarily stay with 3, but they're the great communicator, huh? Just totally involved with his guys, and that doesn't just, you don't do that overnight. That's a gradual process where they have confidence in you. They know you have their best interests at heart. And Scott May and his wife have to be awfully proud.
Here's Cameron Taylor. He's picked up by Jack Emanuel. There's a switch, Marvin Williams, and Marvin Williams draws the foul.
And that's one of those where you don't want to foul at all. Just get to the sideline. You'll get some support.
That puts the sophomore 6'2", 175-pounder from Minneapolis on the line.
And they got to have their defense set now. There aren't choices here as who to foul either, Vern. You just got to first guy, maybe a quick trap. You'd love a 5-second call. That would be of the utmost.
Made them both. He's 4 for 4, and it's a 5-point game. And foul is called on Orlando Tucker.
Quick giveaway, smart basketball.
That's 4 on Tucker. 27.5 remaining.
Joe Holiday chatting with Roy. I mean, it is tough to get to the NCAA finals, man. There's no question about it. This week, I felt he was comfortable. He was comfortable with his team. He knew what they could do.
And if he gets this team there, it would be his 5th trip to the Final Four. First time at North Carolina, of course. He was there with Kansas, 91, 93. Maybe his best teams, 2002 and 2003.
Unbelievable. 3 times the last 4 years he's been busy at tournament time at the finals.
Cameron Taylor, he'll take it all the way.
Smart play by Manuel, the quick timeout.
That is the final timeout for Wisconsin. It comes with 21.7 remaining in this ball game. So a 5-point game. Bo Ryan, who came out of Chester, Pennsylvania, and is an assistant at, he was an assistant at Wisconsin for a number of years, took the job at Division III Platteville. He won 4 Division III championships.
Unbelievable.
Remarkable.
And I've coached against him.
Well, that
tells you something.
I was going to bring you up. You were where?
Fairleigh Dickinson, Madison. We played Wilkes College, and we all laugh about it because we went in to get dressed. We came out. Everybody had left the gym up at Wilkes. They had a great wrestling program. I thought they were there to see me in my new suit, my intricate offense. But Ron Rainey was his coach. His dad had a great impact on his life. Butch, youth coach, a friend of my backcourt partner, Tony Abbott, played in those youth programs in Chester. And, of course, the influence was him on his coaching career. Bringing him to the Plester, see those Big 5 games, turned him on.
Ball inbounded, McCants. And Wilkinson tracks him down. Causes the foul, 17.9 to go.
Tough to catch, huh?
Yes.
Blowing by.
2 shots. That's the 10th team foul.
You know what Wisconsin proves, though, Vern? That you can't give up on your team. I mean, they struggled in December. Pepperdine handed them easily. They just progressed, got a lot of confidence, rotated the backcourt. Of course, Devin Harris moving on to the NBA. Wade, they decided early it wouldn't be in the best interest, so they gave time to Chambliss. And, of course, Cameron Taylor, another guy. And they've grown as a team. And you got Tucker in the middle, along with Wilkinson. What a solid job.
McCants 1 of 2. 6-point game, 15 seconds to go.
Oh, emphatic. Why not? The center.
Sean May and Marvin Williams.
The center of influence. Get some rest, Sean May.
Carolina by 6. They're bound for St. Louis. 2 number 1 seeds have made it to the Final Four. And a fine season comes to an end for the Badgers of Wisconsin. North Carolina is going to St. Louis. They join Illinois and Louisville. For Bill Raftery, I'm Vern Lundquist saying so long from Syracuse. Next, we'll take you to Greg Gumbel on the road to the Final Four. This, a presentation of CBS Sports.